Yo, what's up everybody? RageCage20 here. Back, finally catching up with Skynd. Last Skynd video released. So far, we have Heaven's Gate today. Now we're going to do things a little bit differently with Skynd than what we usually do, which is probably going to result in a shorter Skynd video than usual. But it is what it is. I pretty much lost all hope that Skynd videos or songs are sometimes bangers, but these videos are going to be as spectacular as they used to make them. They definitely have fallen off pretty hard, in my opinion. But I hear this one's at least a little bit better than the last one, so that's something. I'll take it. So I only did a brief glimpse, unlike usual when I like to research what this is. Now, I remember hearing about this, and in this group, Heaven's Gate has been used in many different references and time and whatnot. My fear guess, I don't know if this is exactly them or if other groups have done something similar to this, but I'm pretty sure this has been influenced, again, unless there's more groups like this. I'm pretty sure like this group influenced a lot of things in pop culture. Like I'm pretty sure there's a Key and Peele sketch about similar stuff like this. There's what's it called? The group in Parks and Rec that keep thinking their world's going to end and whatnot. I think that group might be based loosely off of this group. Pretty sure the Zoltan group from Dude, Where's My Car might be influenced by this. Who knows which one came, before or after, you never know. But like, there's definitely a decently well-known scenario that I think influenced a lot of media and stuff. But yeah, people roughly, I don't remember, I looked this up like a week ago, but like a group that believed that they had like killed themselves. There was like a comet or something passing by or something, and they believed that they needed to like die to like for their souls to like attach to that, and they were going to go to the great beyond and follow it off into the space and something like that. Something crazy like that. Some crazy ass cult group that committed mass suicide. That's all I really need to know. I probably will miss a lot of the references and stuff, but I don't really care. Like, unfortunately, Skynd has gotten to that point where it's like, I don't know. It's just aight. But this is the one that's going to decide whether or not we continue recording these going forward in the future. I will always keep checking them out, but if this one ain't slapping, ain't hitting, then we're going to put the official stamp down that Skynd's falling off. They're not what they used to be. So hopefully this changes my mind. Hopefully this is a saving grace, but who knows if that will be the case. We're also not going to go through the lyrics this time. We'll go back through and analyze little bits here and there. We might reference some lyrics here and there. But we're not going to go back through and analyze the lyrics specifically like we usually do. We're just going to treat this as its standard reaction. So, let's not waste any more time. Let's bring it on down here. Skynd, Heaven's Gate. Thumbnail looks fascinating. Skynd, redeem yourself. Show me what you got, darling. And Padre, see what you got. Okay, I'm good here. Oh my.
Transcendency, immorality, this identity means proficiency. In the sky we see opportunity. Life's just one more step. Leave all that you know. Awaken your mind so you can breathe into the truth.
Sorry for that weird 5 seconds there. My computer's getting a little old. Might be time for a new one soon, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Dog. That ending was so sudden. And it was so unbelievably sudden. So this one, unlike the last one, music was pretty decent. Some nice change ups in there. At the very start of it, I was just like, man, like there was a string of stuff where Skynd was using her more natural voice. And I feel like maybe they're like, oh, we did that too much, so now I just need to rely heavily on just filters and that's it. It's just like they've been really leaning into that heavy distorted filter, like super fucking hard. When before they just kind of use their little touches here and there, which I think was more appealing. But they kind of abandoned that pretty quickly, and the rest of the song, after the first few stanzas and whatnot, like was bumping. I love the switch ups, the kind of like the multiple voice harmonies happening in like the bridge and or chorus, the constant changes and switch ups to the sounds and like genre and influences that were in and out. Really fucking cool. So I actually was pretty digging the song. Unlike the last song, I was digging this song, which is good because if I wasn't digging the song, we probably would have just had to unring that bell and unsubscribe right here on camera. But out of respect, because the song was pretty good, I'll leave that on there. As going forward, I don't think we're gonna record any Skynd videos, but I'll still listen to them. So that's why I'm keeping subscribed and having that bell rung, just out of respect. But it's like the video was fine. Let's put it this way. Let's isolate this video, right? Let's isolate this video and pretend like you've never heard this band in your entire life and never seen any work from them whatsoever. This is your first exposure. It's like, oh man, that's really artsy and whatnot. Like when you start looking like that's got to be about something. This because the video is just kind of random. So it's got to be about something. You look into it, it's like, oh, really, really cool. I could see some dark influences here and like, oh, the symbolism and all that. Like that's really crushing. That's really killer. Like if you've never seen Skynd's work, especially Skynd's earlier work, then like this is really good. But like when you know where Skynd's come from, like they've already done mass suicide, and that's one of their like best fucking videos ever. That and Columbine, just amazingly impressive videos, right? And like if you were getting introduced to Skynd and you started with their newer stuff and went backwards and went older, you'd just be like, oh, they keep getting better and better in reverse. Right? It's like, oh, every video I watch keeps getting better. But when you start at the beginning and you work your way down, it's like everyone's getting worse. It's just weird. It's really weird. And the reason I say worse, the reason why I say bad, is because, like, again, the imagery was really cool. The person who was leading the whole cult, just like holier than thou and whatnot. Them bringing back, since we're going from cult suicide to cult suicide here, from Jim Jones to Heaven's Gate, bringing back the silky cloth and robes and stuff that she's playing with and being entangled with and whatnot. Great callback, really cool. But it reminds you of, oh yeah, they've done a video kind of similar to this before with a different cult suicide, and that one was vastly superior to this video. And the reason is again, it's just the same fault that Skynd's been going into again and again and again and again with these last videos. Is just nothing happens. Like the imagery, the darkness, the contrast between the darks and lights, and these like people committing suicide at the feet of the one that they're looking up to, and like how he's perfectly clean and whatnot. This and they're all like filth and grime, and dead or dying, and blood covered in blood and dirt and whatnot. Like the symbolism, fucking amazing. Slaps, hits hard, like super fucking cool. The video just doesn't do anything. Like nothing. Like watch it again. If you need confirmation, watch it again. Nothing fucking happens. Literally nothing fucking happens. Like she's dancing around in cloth and stuff, and occasionally goes across her face. Oh my god! And then that's one of only two scenes, and the other scene is the dude standing there, and people beneath him crawling around and are dead. And like it cuts sometimes it's looking at him. Sometimes it's looking at the people at different spots of the people. Oh my god. Oh my god, did you see that? When it went from here to here? Oh my god. That's not enough to mean like things are actually happening, guys. It's literally 2 scenes. Only 2 scenes. And it covers that for 4 minutes of just 2 scenes. Nothing happens, barely any movement, barely any substance. Nothing's happening in these videos. There's nothing happening in these fucking videos. Literally nothing. It would be like if you had a band, like a standard rock band, that made a video where, like, you know, obviously you have cuts of the bandmates, you know, doing rocking out and stuff, like you do with Skynd when she's with all her cloth and shit. Like, yeah, that's gonna happen. But then when it cuts to the part where it's supposed to be some kind of story, something happening, you just have a person standing there looking at you, like this. Cuts back to the band. Cuts back to the person just looking at you. But it shows like maybe like this part of the person's body. Cuts back to the band. Okay, now you're looking like this, like the ribs of the person's body. It's like, like that would be a kind of a boring video, right? It's just, I don't understand what they think they're making. Like in their head, what do they think that they're making in these videos? Because like, I don't know, to me, like what you think you're doing is not being translated, at least to my eyes. Like nothing is occurring in these videos. Nothing's happening. You're still showing me a still picture. Like it's almost if you're just showing me album art cover for like 2 minutes that occasionally switches back and forth between here's the album art cover, unmoving, undoing anything, just sitting there. Oh, here's the band rocking out for a little bit. Oh, we're back to the album art. Like, that would be pretty much the equivalency of what you're doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. As for the lyrics, the only thing that, besides, you know, just talks about stuff probably the person said or what have you. Oh. Sonically and stuff, we'll get into the smaller details when we go back through it. But the only thing that really got me, that I thought was really, really, really cool, and I think this is well done lyrically, was the solfege. I thought the solfege was really cool. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, and then don't you know it's time to go? Like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, don't. Like, that's clever. That's clever wordplay there. I'll give you that one. That clever. That clever as a motherfucker. I like that. And I also like the notes and the melodic pattern to which it's sung at and whatnot, and how it's very different and than what came before it, and, you know, and the verses and everything. Like musically, I think it did a pretty good job. I enjoyed good parts of it. There's this whole intro section that I think is maybe in the non-music video version that sounds like it's an exact recording of like a video, a VHS video or something that they did. But I have no clue. Yeah, that's about all I care about for the lyrics. So let's go back through this real quickly, talk about what I enjoyed sonically, musically, and we'll move on, shall we? So bring me on back down if I didn't already do so. And let's get into this again. Which is interesting because when these sounds start here, because I think, I mean, it said, I don't know if the C/ is supposed to mean like circa 1995. I don't know if that's what that's supposed to mean. Or Comet, Hailbot, maybe that's what the C stands for. I don't know. But yeah, I assume this was mid 90s. These sounds to me are like very 80s. But maybe this was also early to mid 90s as well. I wouldn't know. I wasn't old. I was very incredibly young in the 90s, so I wouldn't know. But anyways. Yeah, I'm getting huge 80s vibes from this. Like Stranger Things 80s vibe. Like straight up. I heard a little ding. I don't know if that's supposed to be like a heart rate monitor or if that was some kind of random metallic hit and not. But then you have the drum cymbal. Nice little touches in here to break up this heavy synthy 80s sound. When I first heard these sounds, that like I was just like, oh, that's a really cool melody line. You know, that started to give me hope and faith in the music. The music was going to go somewhere, going to do something exciting and whatnot. So I heard these sounds like, oh, okay, we're starting to cook somewhere. You know, we're getting something here. And of course, in very standard Skynd fashion, it's very jolty and very just plucky here. There, you know, which is cool. I really like that disjunct feeling and whatnot. You know, I'm down with that. I'm down to kind of with that. And of course, the crescendo and decrescendo, you know, just nice, interesting swelling sounds coming in and out. Like, you know, nice little touches they're doing here musically. You know, I'm digging it. Some nice bump and bass coming in. Okay. At this part, I was just like, you know, because a lot of this started out, at least the last two, started out with this like very heavy voice filter that like just hasn't really been getting me where I live. It has been like doing it for me. They started out like that. I was like, okay, you know, it's whatever, whatnot. But they kind of switched from that pretty quickly. So I'm like, I can be okay with it, you know. I assume this is stuff that they said or believed in or something. I don't know, but what was really cool, and we'll go back here, hear it again. One thing I did think was really cool, and if you're not wearing your headphones, you might not notice this right out the gate. I do like the panning in here. I do like how she starts in one ear and each word jumps to the other ear. I do love some good panning. Like, you know, I ain't gonna hold you. I do love some good panning use in there, so that always will excite me. That's pretty cool stuff. I will say that. Sorry, starts this here. It goes this way. I thought the whole thing did a good job rhyming. The first one does not rhyme. The second one does. Strife and Life rhymes, which is really cool. But house, money, fame, job, spouse, body, brain. House, money, fame, spouse, body, brain. Hey, that's pretty nice. Job. Or not so much, but they kind of have this very interesting 3-syllable scheme going for the first two. So, you know, I'll take that. I like that. That's clever.
Lost, future, boys, strive, trust, better choice.
Yeah, no, I kind of dig that. The first two stanzas there is working about rhyming the first parts. The other two, the end of the phrases don't rhyme, and it's used as a kind of switch to switch from this kind of three, this kind of triple metered phrase to a more duple meter phrase, kind of like house, money, fame, job, spouse, body, brain, or kind of has it focuses on the three, but then it's lust, future, boys, strife, trust, rapper, choice, life. It goes into that duple from triple. So they in the triple meter they focus on rhyming the first three, get that scheme going. Kind of switches it, curves it with the or at the end, like or here's something different. And then with the ta 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 duple meter here, they rhyme the end instead, like you would traditionally expect to hear. You know what? I can dig that. I can dig that. That's pretty clever. I really like that. On the musical side, I do like that.
House, body, brain, war, lust, future, boys, strife, trust, rapture, choice, life. To your family, love your enemy, but transcendency, immorality.
So here you can still hear the filter, but the voice filter, heavily voice, influenced on that filter and whatnot. But it kind of it fades a little bit. More of the natural voice comes through a little bit more, so it's kind of more 50-50 instead of like 80-90% heavily filtered. I do like that switch. I do like the kind of blend. So it feels like it does move differently, and it's not all just heavy filter from that first section into the first verse here. Like, I can dig that. I feel like it's a good enough transition away to something new that's like, I dig this. I dig this.
Love your enemy, but transcendency, immorality.
I like that change there. Dun 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 on amorality. Dun 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 dun. Like nice little small little changes there. Vocally, note wise, just kind of blending up and then blending down. I like that.
Identity means proficiency in discovery. Opportunity. Life's just one more step. Leave all that you know.
So this is interesting. So we're kind of getting the filter like back in more heavily, yet the background becomes more airy and kind of softer, and you get a lot more what's the word for a lot more melody lines in here from the vocals and whatnot, instead of just kind of spoken with a voice filter on it. Now it kind of starts melding into this different tonal melodies, which that with the softening of the background kind of again it goes in a different direction again, like three different stanzas, three different groups of stanzas here, three different sections of the song, each one different from one another slightly, but still transitioning to differences and whatnot, so we're not getting bogged down with the same thing. I can dig that. I can get behind that.
Just one more step. Leave all that you know.
Like that fall down there.
Awaken your mind so you can breathe into the truth.
Dun, 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 dun. Like very very smooth, and just kind of the hollow airiness on that tone just kind of feels right with that melody line. I'm digging it. I'm feeling it. Get that dun 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 kind of creeping in there. Okay.
Cling on to the moon. Listen to the stars so you can breathe. Follow me.
Yeah, especially the first time this section is introduced. Again, fourth set of stanzas here, down to the fourth section of the song. Complete switch up again. It switches up again. This one's a complete switch up, and then you have this like choir, like orchestra punch in of voices, and I think it's all Skynd layered on top of herself. And you have those heavy snare hits, ta ta ta, like this crazy like opera switch up almost, or just crazy symphony choir switch up here. It's just like That's insane. Like again, it gives that like crazy opera doomsday feel, which is very cool. I heard that. I was like, okay, now we're fuxing. Now we're fuxing for real. Okay, but we're cooking now. All right, you know, I'm digging that. And that echo that's on there, that huge pause in between that first line and second line. Okay, you got my attention. This is different. I like this. I like different. And I also think the "Do It" is also a callback to Jim Jones, and that's very creepy to pause on to Jim Jones in the "Drink It, Do It, Do It," you know, kind of lines in there. Like again, the similarities between cult to cult, like it's all roughly might do some few different things. They might take themselves out in different ways or abuse the people in there in slightly different ways, but all in all, it all comes back to the same thing. And there's also a little bit of franticness in the vocals here. Just again very similar to Jim, the way they did Jim Jones with that kind of frantic panic, hopelessness kind of feel to the whole thing. So that's really nice, but also that "just do it callback is also a nice touch in there. Let's bring it back a little bit here. I also love rhythm there. Da dana, dana, da da da. Just nice, a little punchy, and some nice staccato ism to it. I don't think that's great, but it's very staccato like. I like that. Very nice punchiness to it. I love not only the drums, but I think some guitar hits in there. Dun dun. Just some nice solid hits coming in from the instruments. Ooh, that one's on the offbeat. That's a nice little Powerwolf pause there. Like quite a few bands have done this, but the one that just comes to mind naturally is Powerwolf's "Crazy." Gets everybody who listens to it for the first time when like they go right in it's either "We Drink Your Blood" or no, it's not "We Drink Your Blood." It's the other one. Not "Aiming an Attack." The one I listened to before that. Dun, 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 dun. Army of the Night. To where the first verse goes straight into the chorus, but between the second one they have a little bit of pause because you're expecting it to go right into the chorus, and it's like, okay, now we start the chorus. Same thing with that "Do" instead of "Do it," instead of like down on the downbeat, it's "Do it," offbeat. You know, instead of downbeat, it's downbeat, offbeat. Like, clever. Fucking with your expectations there. I dig that. I dig that when it's done well, and I think it was done pretty well in here. I'm down with that. That's pretty cool. I didn't catch that. It's time to run. Just do it. Yeah. And a very simplistic melody line here. Dum 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 dum. It's very simplistic, but just how very staccato and punchy it is with these nice kind of chimey keyboard hits in there. It's like, you know, kind of catchy. I'm digging it. I'm definitely not against it. That makes the sliding, grooving bass. I'm liking these combinations of sounds. First off, just kind of the pleasantness of this sound. Again, the just very cool, like lulling you in with this false sense of pleasantness, and then the like horror that comes later with the with what we just came from with the "Follow Me to a Kingdom Come," just do it. Like that part's like the frantic craziness of like, oh shit, what the fuck am I stuck in? But this part's the sweet lulling, bringing them in, smoothness to it. And I just love the dun 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 dun. Like that, just very beautiful. I like the build to it. Obviously, solfege. I don't know if this one's exactly going in a stepwise scale as solfege would. My guess is yes. Otherwise, I mean, it would kind of make sense, but also kind of wouldn't if it wasn't going in stepwise motion. I don't know what kind of scale it is. I mean, my first guess would be minor, but it sounded major, especially since this God, scary. Especially since this part's supposed to be more, well, it sounds at least like it's supposed to be more soft and sweet and smooth and whatnot. I would guess a major scale, but it could be some kind of. I wouldn't be fucking crazy if it was a. Yeah, it wouldn't be crazy if it was a melodic minor scale, so that it sounds major on the way up, but then when they fall back down, it goes back into minor, which would kind of be like the beautiful swell and the dark kind of gloomy fall. That's just the natural rhythm of a of a cult, which I'm pretty sure the solfege would be do re mi fa sol la ti do instead of do re mi, because if it's a melodic minor on the way up, it would be major. Though I want to say in a melodic minor, if I can remember correctly, I think the third is still minor, so I think it would be do re mi fa sol la ti do, then te le so fa. I'm pretty sure that's how it would go if it was a melodic minor. So I don't think so, unless they just didn't think that far ahead. But I'm just saying that would be fucking cool, right? But yeah, I'm pretty sure the third's not raised. It's just the sixth and seventh is raised on the way up and then lowered on the way back down, like a natural minor scale. Not 100% positive. But anyways, I don't know what kind of scale it is, but I do like the stepwise beautiful melody that they got going on here, messing with the solfege. I do not know why specifically is in solfege, but I'm gonna click this annotation because that's one thing I'm actually really interested in. Oh, Marshall Applewhite was a music teacher. That would make sense why he would be doing solfege. Do is the pseudonym of leader of the Heaven's Gate cult. Marshall Applewhite went by Do. That's also very clever. Smart. Very smart. T is the pseudonym of Heaven's Gate cult co-leader Bonnie Nettles, right? Do and T. Oh, I thought it was Bo and T, but yeah. So not only was he a music teacher, but Do and T, which is the first and the seventh in the scale, like that, you know what? Again, musically, I think Skynd still has their edge musically. I think they still do write some really catchy shit. I think they've been like really heavily leaning on that voice filter for reasons I don't know, but like, to a degree that sounds unpleasant to me. But at the same time, they still got that writing edge in their music. I just wish they would actually do something in their videos or just stop making videos. But like, yeah, no, that's clever as a motherfucker, man. That's clever as a motherfucker. I like that. And yeah, and just this whole section is kind of more beautiful and sweet. It's just very interesting. Let's hear that again. And this even feels like on the Don't You Know It's Time to Go, it even feels like there's a little bit of a sassiness to it, which is interesting. But once it goes for the scale do re mi fa sol la ti do, and the Don't You Know, like the swell of voices, I think it's at least two. I don't know if it sounds like she might have a third voice. Again, her harmonizing with herself, but I don't know if she sneaks a third voice in there, maybe a fourth or something, but I at least hear two clear voices out of the way. The voices joining on the Don't You Know It's Time to Go. That sounds really good. I like that combo there. I love those hits before the chorus and at the end of the chorus, the dum dum, dum dum. you know, it kind of helps kick off, get a nice clean transition into the chorus. But then it's happening at the end of the chorus as well, not after the chorus, but while the chorus is ending out. Like that, like those nice little musical touches there. Really cool. Keep rolling, halfway through.
We need barbering, big into the ring, water body spring, and our next of kin.
Love the rhyme scheme that we got going on here. We need neutering, we need barbering, begin tutoring, neutering, tutoring, begin tutoring, we need tutoring, or neutering. Like, nice. With our bodies, what our bodies bring. And then switch off to next of kin, vested in, coat of skin, vehicle of sin. Like the two rhyme schemes we got going throughout this chorus. Very fascinating.
We need neutering, we need barbering, big into the ring, water body spring.
So I like the slight changes in the melody lines here. Very interesting. But the whole, I actually think like it rubs a little bit, but like in a good way. It kind of creates this dissonance because of just the very interesting dissonant tone in the tones in her melody lines here, but also the fact that that's rubbing up against that. It's just like permeating the air in here, like creates this incredible friction and grittiness in the sound, which honestly I'm kind of digging. It's kind of interesting. I kind of like that. I'm not against it.
We need neutering, we need barbering, big into the ring, water body spring, and our next of kin, all that's vested in, our coat of skin, the kill of sin. Hey.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the. I forgot about that. I forgot about that part where it's like this. Almost sounds like a male singer comes in here, but I'm very positive it's her. Both her vocals and mixed with some help from electronic assistants and whatnot. But it's this like almost like kind of metal, grumbly, kind of growl sound, which is very fascinating. But what was I gonna say? I think it was the rhythm that caught my attention that I wanted to talk about. Hold on.
Big into the ring, water body spring, and our next of kin, all that's vested in.
Oh well, the dun 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 dun. I kind of like the ta 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 break ta 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 ta. That's a fun rhythm, but also at the same time, it's like you have that voice, the voices that kind of help create this rubbing sound with that drone that's just going on in there, that very gritty, like grating to the ear drone that's in there. You have two voices going through here. You have her just kind of speaking with that heavy voice filter, which is just very neutral. Do, 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 do. And then you have a slight melody line that's like really kind of clashing with that a little bit, mixed with rubbing against that sound. It's just like, it's unsettling. Because again, I'm sure this is all the stuff that the cult leaders were saying to the group. So again, it's just like what they're saying is not quite right. And so the melody lines is also just not quite right. There's like, you hear a tonality to it and you hear a melody line in there somewhere. So it's just like, it sounds like it's supposed to be right. But at the same time, it's like the voices are kind of rubbing up against each other a little bit, but like not enough to it's like, this is, what the fuck? But enough to it's like, something's not right here. Something feels unsettling. And you just have that very quiet yet very audible drone that's going on that's rubbing against those voices. It's just like, it just has this uneasy, like, something's not right about this kind of feeling in there. I think intentionally done. Really cool. Let's hear the transition to the next section of vocals here.
Our coat of skin, the kill of sin. Hail up in a ride, saucer waiting outside. Follow the call of the great gig in the sky.
I remember that Great Gig in the Sky. Yeah. Pink Floyd. Come on. I don't know if that was intentional, if that's exactly something that they said and that was a reference to that, or they're just winging it. I don't know. I want to believe them if they said they were just winging it, but I don't think you can question them because I'm pretty sure they committed suicide too. But yeah, this like almost coming to like a kind of rap section here, but with that low, almost vocal fry, gravelly speaking at the same time. It's like a like rap meddling happened here. That's fucking sick, man. That's again another crazy switch up in the way the vocals are being presented in this song, and to almost a completely different genre than what you've been hearing. Because a lot of it's been pretty beautiful and kind of open around the sound, even though there's been some like really dissonant grittiness to parts of it. Still, the singing itself has been presented in a very airy, open kind of tonal, beautiful way, and then all of a sudden we just swapped to this very gritty, just like metally, frying rap sound. I'm digging it. I'm definitely digging it.
Our coat of skin, the kill of sin. Hail up in a ride, saucer waiting outside. Follow the call of the great gig in the sky. Fresh cut and all dry, tucked in on the sides. Lay down your head for C1995. Life's just one more step. Leave all that you know.
So, this section again, coming back to this. Like you have an even louder drone. It sounds like it's slightly pitched out of tune, not like very, but like it sounds a little out of tune, like specifically pitched, like slightly out of tune. It's again just, but then you hear this kind of very beautiful vocal line, but it's again has that very airy, hollow kind of filtery sound to it. So like again, it's kind of it's clashing up against what's happening. Like it sounds like it's supposed to be sounding beautiful, but it's not, and it's clashing against that drone that's going on. Again, it's just like this just doesn't sound right. Like everything that's being said sounds like it's not good. Again, I think that's intentionally done. I think that's pretty clever.
Awaken your mind so you can breathe into the truth. Prepare all that you flesh. Cling on to the
See him fizzling out a little bit, and the sound's distorting a little bit.
ascend to the stars so you can be where you belong.
Follow me to the rising sun, to the kingdom come. Just do it, follow me. It's time to run.
I like this section. It's kind of melting the original little chimey melody line in here, giving it some more of that electronic sound, and doesn't have the drums at all. None of the dun 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 dun, the crazy stuff that's going on, but still kind of has the multiple voice hysteric sounds to it. Interesting switch up to this.
To the kingdom come. Just do it.
Love it, offbeat hit.
Don't you know it's time to go? Do re mi fa sol la ti. Don't you know it's time to go? Life's just one more step. Leave all that you know.
I love the two voices in here. Dun, 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 but also dun, 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 like the two different melody lines in there. The harmony in there is very beautiful, and it's kind of abandoned the because like this is the last frantic push here of the song, last outro section of this song here, so it doesn't have that kind of like both in the harmony itself and also no drone, or at least no drone that's clashing against it. So there's no clash in here. It's kind of all a bit more pure. It's interesting.
Awaken your mind so you can breathe into the truth.
Dun, 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 dun. I like that kind of dun, 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 little kind of bouncing downward nature that melody line has. That's beautiful.
Prepare all that you flesh. Cling on to the Lord. Ascend to the stars so you can be where you belong.
feel like the return of those snare hits in there. A very abrupt ending, kind of a sudden, instant ending there. Kind of helps prepare for that a little bit with those very short staccato drum snare hits in there. But not a terrible ending. Not as short and abrupt as some other endings have been. So I definitely think it ends satisfyingly. However, like with that being the ending of the song, the reason why it feels like it's just like done out of nowhere is like it doesn't feel like there's a lot of this is the end finale energy to it. To the last time through, I feel like there should have been a little bit more volume, a little bit more intensity to the last section there. But as for the music, I would be the only thing that I would say like I feel like could have been done better about the song musically. It's just the end there could have been like a little bit more frantic, a little bit more energy, a little bit more like holy shit, this is the end. You know what I mean? But besides that, no, I'm digging the music. I think the music's just fine. I already talked about the video. Pretty disappointing, but I mean it's been the last like what 5-6 Skynd videos, so like what do you expect? Yeah, I don't think we're gonna return to Skynd as mentioned for any more videos and whatnot. I'll still continue to listen to their songs and their videos and stuff because their songs have been pretty good, except for Bianca Devon's. Haven't touched that one since I've done it. Just wasn't that great. Both music and video just really wasn't good. Huge swing and a miss. But yeah, if at any point I see a Skynd video and it's like, oh shit, they coming back, then I'll consider bringing it back. But for now, going forward, this looks like this is gonna be the last Skynd song we do, guys. So fuck you looking at, motherfucker. Don't make me come out this window. Sorry, someone was walking real close to my window. So yeah, unless a banger pops, I don't see us returning. But so Skynd, thank you for what you have brought over the years that I've been listening to your music. Sorry it had to end this way. I would love to talk to Skynd herself. The chance of that ever happening, not 0%, but maybe 0 point something. Very slim. But I would love to see if they feel it too. If they're just like, yeah, we know we had to make our videos. We had our week in our videos because complaints came through or something like that. You know, I would love to see what caused this change of heart. But yeah, it's one of those things that we may never know. We may never know. Someone might know. They might have said something about it in an interview and just no one shared it with me. A lot of people haven't seen it, or who knows? I do not know. But as far as I know, I would love to talk to Skynd and be like, do you guys think you're dropping bangers, or do you see it too? You know what I mean? And obviously it's subject to opinion. A lot of people, if I go look in the comments right now, a lot of people will be like, "Oh my god, best video they've ever made." So it's a matter of opinion. Though I have been getting quite a few comments on these videos of people agreeing with me. It's just like, yeah, man, like video's been pretty trash. So I'm not the only one who sees it. It seems like a lot of people, especially a lot of people that are reacting to them, have also seen it. So like, I'm just wondering if she sees it. You know what I mean? And if they are doing it for a reason. I'm just interested. So if anyone has any information on that, like maybe text that of an interview they had, or a video, or anything that can link me to a comment maybe they left in someone's YouTube channel or something, I don't know. If anyone has any information, let me know. I would love to hear it. Otherwise, well, this is where we say goodbye, Skynd, at least for recording wise. But it's been fun. I really enjoyed what you were putting out. Still enjoy your music. I think you still have some very clever writing that's going on in there, and it is appreciated. So keep doing you. If you ever want to bring those videos back around, I'll be here for it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna watch it in my own privacy and just enjoy it that way. So thank you all for joining me. I'll see y'all next time.